Cancer risk analysis using both the VMT energy model and topological data analysis, number 1378, VMT Sharp 718, TDA Sharp 002, October 5, 2025. Gerald C. EclaireMD Foundation. Category: Cancer and Computational Medicine. Mission statement: I write these medical papers not for fame or recognition, since I have already lived a long and successful life, though not always a healthy one. My purpose now is to share what I have learned about health, disease, and medicine, so that others can better understand their own conditions, prevent illness, and live longer, healthier lives. Preface: My father was among the first German-trained surgeons in China, nearly a century ago. During the 1937 war in Shanghai, he risked his life daily to save wounded soldiers. I followed a very different path, through mathematics, physics, engineering, computer science, and business, building a successful, AI-driven semiconductor integrated circuit chip design company. However, by 2002, after surviving 3 heart attacks, I left business world and turned inward. What began as a survival mission became a lifelong self-study in psychology, internal medicine, and a full-time biomedical researcher during the past 16 years. Thus far, I have written more than 1,377 medical research papers using my own 4 million data points, developing the Viscoplastic Medicine Theory, VMT, to model various mortality diseases, and written more than 700 papers. Recently, I began applying topological data analysis, TDA, a mathematical tool that reveals shapes and hidden transitions in data, to explore deeper system behaviors. Introduction. This paper, number 1378, extends my prior cancer risk study, number 1371, by comparing 2 independent analytical frameworks: VMT energy modeling and topological data analysis. TDA, applied to the same 16-year cancer dataset, from 2010 to 2025. Background: metabolic and lifestyle roots of cancer. Cancer risk arises from complex interactions among obesity, diabetes, health, age, diet, and physical activity or sleep plus stress. My VMT-based model defines cancer risk as, across 5 cancers: liver, colorectal, pancreatic, breast, endometrial. These factors form common metabolic pathways. Excess fat and sugar, poor glucose control, sleep deprivation and excessive stress create an internal environment that promotes inflammation, hormonal imbalance, and genetic damage, the biological soil where cancer grows. VMT energy analysis results, from 2010 to 2025. The Viscoplastic energy model. VMT treats cancer development as a stress-strain process. Each metabolic input contributes to total internal energy, through repeated deformation of biological systems. Major findings are summarized as follows. 1. Cancer risk reduction. The cancer risk index decreased from 176 units in 2010 to 84 units in 2025, representing a 52% total reduction. 2. Tipping point. By 2015, 96% of cumulative VMT energy had already been accumulated. Afterward, the curve flattened, indicating long-term stabilization and control. 3. VMT energy contribution ratios. Diet, 25%, T2D, 24%, steps and sleep, 19%, obesity, 17%, health, age, 15%. 4. Interpretation. Most cancer risk was built during the first 6 years, from 2010 to 2015. Improved lifestyle control after 2015 prevented further energy accumulation, maintaining stability through 2025. Topological data analysis, TDA, of cancer risk. To complement the VMT approach, in this article, I also performed topological data analysis, TDA, using the same dataset, from 2010 to 2025, and 5 normalized stressors: obesity, T2D, health, age, diet, and steps and sleep. Step-by-step summary of TDA. Step 1. Data construction. A 5-dimensional point cloud was built from normalized and z-scored input data. Step 2. Distance geometry. Pairwise Euclidean distances were calculated, to define the geometric relationships between years. Step 3. Connectivity and shape. Single linkage clustering, H0 analysis, and a mapper-like projection were applied using the cancer risk index as the filter. Step 4. TDA results and interpretation. 2 distinct geometric regimes were found. A. Chaotic phase, from 2010 to 2011. Wide dispersion, irregular structure, unstable metabolic state. B. Stable phase, from 2012 to 2025. Compact manifold, low variation, and structural equilibrium. The transition occurred around 2012 and completed by 2015. Bridge-like central years were identified as from 2015 to 2019, representing the transition corridor and the entry into stability. Feature correlations with the cancer index were T2D is 0.98, steps and sleep is 0.97, diet is 0.97, obesity is 0.95, health age is 0.81. These rankings closely mirror the VMT energy contribution ratios. For a comparison reference, VMT energy contribution ratios: diet, 25%, T2D, 24%, steps and sleep, 19%, obesity, 17%, health age, 15%. No persistent loop, H1, was observed, only a short transient near from 2014 to 2016, confirming an irreversible, one-way transition from high-risk to low-risk status. Comparative interpretation, TDA versus VMT. Both methods analyze the same physiological reality from different lenses, one physics and the other mathematics. Theoretical basis: VMT applies physics-based stress-strain modeling and measures cumulative irreversible deformation. TDA uses mathematical topology to reveal geometric shape and connectivity patterns in multidimensional data. 1. Data used. Both methods used identical normalized stressors: obesity, T2D, health age, diet, and steps and sleep. 2. Key findings: VMT, 96% of total cancer energy accumulated by 2015. Curve flattened afterward. TDA, 2 topological regimes identified transition centered around 2015. Stable manifold afterward. 3. Dominant drivers: VMT, diet, 25%, T2D, 24%, are the strongest contributors. TDA, T2D, 0.98, and diet, 0.97, are the strongest geometric gradients. These results are nearly identical in driver ranking. 4. System dynamics: VMT, energy accumulation ceased after 2015, indicating viscoplastic stabilization. TDA, the data manifold contracted into a single, low-risk cluster after 2015, confirming geometric stabilization. 5. Behavioral nature: VMT, irreversible, nonlinear, and dynamic energy dissipation through lifestyle adaptation. TDA, irreversible, non-cyclic, and structurally stabilized topology with no recurring risk loops. 6. Stability period: both frameworks pinpoint from 2015 to 2019 as the most stable core base in years. Combined insight: both research methods converge on the same biological truth. The early chaotic phase, from 2010 to 2011, represents uncontrolled metabolism with high stress energy. The transition corridor, from 2014 to 2016, marks the onset of controlled glucose, diet, and sleep discipline. The stable phase, from 2016 to 2025, reflects an irreversible reorganization of the physiological system into low stress and minimal cancer risk. TDA visualizes this change as a geometric contraction of the data shape, while VMT quantifies it as declining cumulative stress-strain energy. Together, they demonstrate both the form, geometry, and the force, energy, of biological recovery. Conclusions: 1. Mathematical convergence: TDA and VMT, though grounded in different branches of sciences, independently describe the same system transition from instability to equilibrium. 2. Biomedical significance: TDA validates VMT by confirming a one-way, geometric stabilization of health state after 2015, providing mathematical evidence for the success of long-term lifestyle control. 3. Broader implication: this dual framework approach demonstrates how combining physical energy modeling, VMT, and geometric topology, TDA, can redefine biomedical research. Beyond traditional statistical methods, the combined result shows that strict and sustained metabolic discipline not only lowers measured risk but also reshapes the topological structure of health itself, turning chaotic, high-risk networks into compact, stable, and resilient physiological systems. Figures: see attached images for visual reference. 1. TDA-informed phases of cancer risk, from 2010 to 2025. 2.3D scatter, T2D versus diet versus cancer index, 2 regimes. These results demonstrate a steady increase in both correlation and centrality over time, indicating growing structural coherence in cancer-related topology. Centrality describes how important or connected a specific point is within a network. In my TDA study, each year represents a point that links to other years with similar health patterns. A year with high centrality plays a key role in connecting different time periods, often marking turning points in my long-term health, when my condition began improving or stabilizing. Disclaimer: this content is provided for educational reference only, and does not constitute medical advice. No doctor-patient relationship is created. You may share this summary freely, but it must not be altered, edited, or republished as your own. All intellectual property rights and copyrights belong to the author. Gerald C. Combined figure. Top left, Appendix B table matches exactly your ASCII appendix. Top right, 2D line plot TDA informed phases, cancer risk index, from 2010 to 2025. Clearly shows the chaotic and stable phases, with the correct transition timing, from 2012 to 2015. Bottom right, 3D scatter T2D versus diet versus cancer risk index. Two regimes, correctly visualizes the two clusters, high early versus low late.